fucking man.
And now, the stationary astronaut.
Lovely Lovitarians, how you doing? You love-tards, you hanging in there? On this beautiful February 14th, where people are either happy or sad, there is no in-between. They're either filled with joy or lonely as fuck. Huh? Eating in the mirror, cheers in one glass of wine, making it look like two. Huh? Nah, don't kid yourself. Sometimes being alone is the best because you have to practice self-love. This is going to be a solo cast today, and I am going to talk about where love is in the 21st century and how we've kind of got it twisted for so long. We've lived this materialistic love affair with consumerism. As you know, I just got back from California, Los Angeles to be exact. It was interesting. It was a great time. I think it was my fourth or fifth time to California. First time staying in Los Angeles. And it was a treat. I got in Thursday, got in late because of the snow delays up in the Twin Cities. And so I got in, and then Friday night we go out and we link up with some friends. My boy Ethan he just moved there, so he met up with us. He's got a gig for Charter Corporate out there. And we all went to this Thai restaurant. And then afterwards we went down the street to the Blind Dragon, this club. And it's about an hour in. It's starting to ramp up. It's like 11:15, 11:30. And there's this dude walking around with just a bedazzled suit. And it was flamboyant. It was on another level. It was an entire custom bedazzled suit. And it was like silver and blue. It was hilarious. But when you see someone like this, he's running around, kept checking his phone. He's got huge gold diamond earrings in. He's got a 4-tooth grill on the bottom. His hair was spiked. His bangs were spiked like the 90s. And I knew he was either the most important dude in the room or an autistic person. And watching him go back and forth, and he was show running, basically, kind of what I have to do backstage at our shows. And you could definitely tell he was an important dude because the beautiful people walking up to him, giving him a quick poshy kiss on the cheek, hug, and then off to their seats. You knew this dude was important, and it's about 11:45, 12 at this point, and I'm going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I just see shadows, 4 dudes in suits coming at me, and in between them there was a slightly smaller dude wearing white with a do-rag on, and sure enough, it was fucking LL Cool J. They walk right by me and LL's chests touch while I was going to the bathroom. I made sure not to spill my gin and tonic on him. I got a whiff of how good he smells, and then they placed him in the corner where he just got to stare out at all of us peasants. It was awesome. So that was my first night in LA. Got to chest bump LL Cool J. And the following day, we are at this vegan market my boy met up with one of my Jungle Brothers, Holland, and he introduced me to the owner, who is the ex-president of Echo Unlimited. He's got this spot called Besties in West Hollywood. And I believe it's West Hollywood. It's kitty corner from the Church of Scientology. So I linked up my Juice Bar boys with them. They have a machine going in. They put it in yesterday at Besties, one of their juice pop machines. Cold pressed juice, organic, locally organic sourced. Just incredible. Some of that good stuff. You can feel the clean energy when you drink them. So they got a spot in there, and after we met at Besties, this on Saturday, we went and we decided to pull into the Church of Scientology. We're like, fox it. We were joking about going and getting audited. Let's actually go make it happen. So we roll in, and there are men outside that they're wearing like valet vests. They honestly look like they should be taking our keys for our car. But we park, we walk in, and everyone's nice like Mormons. And you're talking with them, and then this guy named Joe rolls up. He's, oddly enough, from North Minneapolis. And you know that because of the knowledge he was dropping. This location, that location, the old coach of North Minneapolis basketball. And he was just hitting me with knowledge that only someone who's a Northie would know. So he decides to give us the tour. It was going to be this girl, and instead he decides to do it. Now, before that, we all have to take a piss. So he's bringing us to the bathroom, but the bathroom's being cleaned. So what this means is, I'm going to take you to another bathroom. Don't worry, I got the spot. In a matter of 10 minutes entering the Church of Scientology, we are on an elevator going up. He brings us to the administrative floor. Now, this is the serious floor. This is the floor where you get up there. You might be getting checked into the psych ward. You might be able to go home. Who knows? Luckily, we had 3 of us and Joe, and we're just chopping it up. He was a really nice guy, and there's people wearing the same vest walking back and forth. There's a light on top of doors that says Audit in process. And we all go to the bathroom, and we kind of see to it like, let's full steam ahead to the elevator so we can get back down to the main floor. So we all go down to the main floor, and this dude named Joe starts showing us all these videos. And honestly, the blueprint of Scientology is a thing of beauty. You don't have to leave your place of worship or your religion to go be a Scientologist. You can still be a Christian, you can still be a Muslim and become a Scientologist. And that's kind of what these videos were showing us, how it's the Church of Knowledge. Which makes sense, because isn't that what we're all trying to do? Being tapped in with the internet every single day is be tapped into knowledge. So we watched this video, and then Joe would like put on the video, and then he would disappear. And then it's almost like he had it timed perfectly, because the video would end, and then he would be there over our shoulders. And there was this real weird moment where he asked us what we're trying to get out of Scientology. And at the time, like, we're clamoring, we're like, dude, we're just here to like, for the experience. We're trying to build a story. But we tell him like, we want to, learn more. We want to know more about why we're here. And then he plays this video about, like, it starts talking about the ancient pyramids and how our planet is older than what we could even conceive. And that goes against religion, because, let's be honest, man, religions have this strict timeline of when our earth came to be, and the 7 days it took our creator to make it, or 6 days, and then on the 7th day you rested, or whatever. And it was very interesting, but you could just see how, like, okay, so you hit me with this, and then you get me through phase 1, and then that's when you guys start asking for money, and more money, and more money, and then we have to buy our way to the top. But anyways, he knew we were all business owners, and he was all talking about like, oh, we can help you with your business. We can help you. It's like, yeah, you probably could. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not signing over my business to the Church of Scientology, bro. Oh, no, you get to keep your business. It's like, yeah, that's what you tell me now. That's what you're telling me now. So, and I kind of like started like trolling this guy, because I just wanted to like dig in and see, and he wasn't even able to answer kind of universal questions that people may have that we know, where the Church of Scientology is a big commercial real estate ownership group, basically. And he just kind of would beat around the bush with answers. And then we go and get audited. And it was kind of corny, dude, because I'm all about like confession. And I'm all about working your 12 steps if you're in Alcoholics Anonymous, and you work your 4th and 5th step to just divulge everything. He had us holding these metal rods, and he would fiddle with this dial that had this meter going. And it was, he would ask a question, and if the meter would jump, then he'd dig deeper and deeper and deeper. But the thing is like, because he says you're holding these metal rods because it's tapping into your energy or your thoughts, which have energy. So our thoughts have energy, which quantum physicists are kind of very aware of that now. And I get to interview one tomorrow, which I'll have Thaddeus on next week for the release, but which makes sense, okay? But it was just kind of BS because he would fiddle with this dial that would make the meter pop. And even if you're not thinking of anything and the meter would raise just because maybe your heartbeat went up or something, your blood pressure went up, then he would just like try to dig in. It's like, dude, you're not a therapist. Therapists should be doing this, if anything. So that was interesting. And then it got to the point where it's like, I wasn't sold. So I'm behind Joe telling my boys, yo, let's get out of here. Let's go. But they kept like answering his questions and diving deeper and deeper. And it's like, okay, we got to go. And when Joe knew he lost me, he brings in this girl to come and kind of like clean up. She was batting clean up, and she really like tried to like get everyone to sign a dotted line. And I just wasn't having it. And that's what they are. They're disciples of the Church of Scientology, and they're trying to create more. That's what it is. All the while, these are very nice people, and they're real people. They'll drop an F-bomb. They don't like, they'll talk about this, they'll talk about that. But where they really lost me after the audit, we were talking about marijuana, and Joe brings me and he personally sits me down in front of another screen, and it's this video all about like demonizing marijuana, Kush, and they spelled Kush wrong with a C. It was just hilarious. But they didn't have any videos for any other drugs, just one about marijuana. It was quite funny. And it's probably because of the wave that marijuana in the cannabis industry has right now. But don't get me wrong, I'm still wearing drugfreeworld.com, the bracelet. So if you want to find out the truth, go to drugfreeworld.com. Go get hit with some knowledge from the Scientology community. Go do it for yourself, baby. So Saturday night, we went to the Comedy Store, which is epic. I strongly suggest everyone go to the Comedy Store at least once in their life, because you got to feel the energy in that building, in that establishment. So many legends have walked through there and performed there. While we're waiting in line to go see Rogan, Chris D'Elia, Ian Edwards, and Mark Maron, Arian Foster rolls up. Now, if you don't know who Arian Foster is, he was, I believe, a Pro Bowl running back, but he was a beast for a while. Tore his Achilles and had a bunch of other injuries too. Feel bad for the guy, but he rolled in by himself, had his hood pulled up, and he was wearing one of those like hippie hoodies that are made out of hemp, different colors. His was blue. It was beautiful. He rolls up. Doorman didn't even know it was Arian Foster. It's like, dude, that was just Arian Foster. He's like, oh, I used to draft that motherfucker every year in fantasy football. Yeah, you and me both, bro. So that was awesome. We got in just as Rogan was starting. He killed it, absolutely killed it. High energy as usual. That was my fourth time seeing Rogan. And he's one of my spirit animals. He is one of my heroes. Joe Rogan is easily one of the top 10 most influential people on this planet, and I don't think people even understand the power his words do. Like, his podcast does more numbers than CNN and Fox News combined on a monthly basis. That's the kind of weight that dude's words hold. And his interviews are bar none. They are in a league of their own, honestly, just because of what he gets out of his guests. He brings on some of the most intelligent people on the planet to operate through his think tank known as the Joe Rogan Experience. So we experienced that, and then we went home, and then the following day was another awesome day. Mind you, the vegan community is so strong in Los Angeles, and the food is so good that you just roll with the punches. It doesn't even matter because the food is so extraordinary. So you just eat vegan, you eat clean while you're out there for the most part. Don't get me wrong, we ate shitty quite a few of the days, some of the meals, just because there's so many restaurants to choose from. We toured the Spotify buildings that are about to be their corporate location, and that was awesome. Got to meet the Soylent team who are top floor there. Toured there. They told me I can have an office space whenever I want, whenever I come to LA. The power of making friends, the power of making connections, and being nice to people. Man, just carrying on like conversation with people that doesn't involve business can take you places. Then we went top floor or bottom floor across the foyer, and we got to meet the founders of Girl and a Goat from Chicago. They are opening up another location there in Los Angeles in the Art District, in the same buildings, right on the corner there. It's going to be epic. Their team, their restaurant group is really nice. It was awesome because the girl from Soylent giving us a tour was from St. Louis. Those 6 from Girl and a Goat were all from Chicago, and then we were all from Minnesota. So it was a bunch of Midwesterners on the West Coast just chumming it up with our pale skin, our dry, pale skin, itching ourselves like Ashy Larry. So Sunday, I need to backtrack. That was Monday, but Sunday, one of the most incredible experiences ever happened. Mind you, it was Grammys in Los Angeles on Sunday night, and we were coming back, just got done doing some runs, about to get ready to go out and go to this birthday party, and we go in, and my boy LJ, co-founder of Juice Spot, one of his buddies who lives in his building in the Art District, named Kelvin. He was the dude who got shot in the beginning of Childish Gambino's This Is America music video. So we go in, he's in the conference room doing a voiceover class for people. We go in, I meet him, and we were chumming it up about him being in the Childish Gambino video. And he's like, yeah, dude, he won the Grammy. I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, Gambino won the Grammy. I was like, what? So the dude who got shot in a music video that took over the planet this past summer called This Is America. The dude who got shot in that music video is the same one who notified me that Childish Gambino won the Grammy. It was just small world shit, and it showed me personally the power of Los Angeles and how it is a little big town. And we were talking about that. It's like, dude, it's beyond the 6 degrees of separation. Now it's like 2-3 degrees. Between just us here, we can go meet the entire city. And we were laughing about it, and it's so true, man, the power of connectivity, especially in the 21st century where, man, everything is just a rock throw away nowadays. Hop on a flight, go get to know somebody. Do it. Okay. So Los Angeles was awesome. Got to link up with a lot of my friends from the jungle, some of my business partners from the Visionary Group, Blake and Tyler. We're working on something big. I can't wait for that to be announced. But let's talk about what we got going on. Okay, so obviously, Pookie Baby, Spring Break, Rochester. Go to Eventbrite. It's damn near sold out. Tickets are moving fast. Go get yourself some GA tickets. And when you're in there, I'm in Dancing for the Arts, for the Cultural Arts Trust here in Rochester, Minnesota. Donate $10. Each $10 donation is a vote for me. We're trying to beat 103 is the record. I think we can beat that. That happens April 13th. But Pookie Baby Spring Break Rochester is March 22nd, Friday at the Castle. Presented by, we got a new partner at All Star Basements. My man Rob Dunham, owner of All Star Basements. Dude is just a trooper. First night I met him, he wouldn't let me leave the dinner without taking a shot of Fireball with him, just because he's like, no, we're doing this together. I love you so much. And Rob, he is a man of the community. He coaches football. He coaches basketball. The dude is the real deal. He is someone who is an asset to our community. They personally came in. He was one of our sponsors for Get Me Gary V as well. And and it's all about reciprocity with us, man. So we needed a beaver system done in our house. So I called up All Star Basements. They came in, and Rob is so good to me. He is a man of our community, and he's a man of reciprocity, the art of scratching one another's back. He is the dude, so I can't thank All Star Basements enough. Hit them up on Facebook or just Google All Star Basements, and they will come up. Leave a review once you get some work done. They greatly appreciate it. Also, we've got Lincoln Drink Finnegan's coming up. This is going to, speak of the devil, it's 9 o'clock, and my reminder to hit up Angie Lee from Finnegan's just came up on my calendar. Finnegan's, you guys, this might end up being our mainstay for Lincoln Drink. Go get your free ticket on Eventbrite, Lincoln Drink Minneapolis, or Lincoln Drink Finnegan's. You will find it. It will come up. Go like our Lincoln Drink page on Facebook too. It's really the momentum's moving. People, young professionals are seeing that the power of networking is huge, but it's 21st century networking. We're not trying to just have one of these cliche networking events where, hey, come here, hand out your business cards. No, mother trucker, we don't care about that. Come here. Follow each other on Instagram, grab a cocktail with one another, hop on the Stationary Astronauts live podcast, and keep it moving. Tell me who you are and what your motive is, and then we're good. That's typically how I do it. Who you are, what's your motive, let's keep it moving. Who you are, what's your vision, let's keep it moving. We're in the age of short attention spans, and what that means is hit me up on Instagram. Let me see what you're working with, see what I'm working with, and let's keep it moving. And when you're a glue piece, when you put yourself in front of people, they come to you for stuff, and I go to you for stuff. So if it's a specific thing that you do that I need in on, or I need to set somebody up with, then we hit you up. That's just how it goes. Just like my man Whit Ruckus, who does our claymations for our events. This dude is just on the ball. When he sees we announce an event, he hits me up. Nick, let's do a claymation. Let's get it moving, because as you know, we try to apply art into everything we do. And what better than stop motion claymation? I love it so much. My man Whit Ruckus. Also, we've got a couple 2-year events coming up. One with Center of Movement, which Stationary Astronaut is a co-sponsor of. That is going to be awesome. My man Matt Weiss has been busting his butt. You can hear him a few podcasts back where he talks about shaking 1,000 hands in a matter of a month. The dude is a legend. He is a networking king. This is 2 years of movement, 2-year community workout celebration. This is for the Center of Movement. It is February 23rd from 12:30 to 2 p.m. at the Lumber Exchange, downtown Minneapolis. And then you can RSVP at the link on Eventbrite. So just go 2 years of movement, community workout on Eventbrite, and it'll pop up. And then that night, we got a 2-year anniversary at the Back Pocket Boys house for the Back Pocket Podcast. My boy Decky and Andrew, these guys have just been putting in work, and I love it so much. I love being a part of the conglomerate. We just do it together. We piggyback on one another, and we make noise and grow mustaches out together, even though, as some of you saw, I shaved mine. I got it dyed neon metallic blue, and it just wasn't going to work out, man. It was just too much. It was a little extra. Doesn't mean my girl Erica didn't kill it, but at the same time, I'm a grown-ass dad, dude. I can't be doing that stuff. I can grow out a mustache and trim it up proper and keep it clean, but I cannot be walking around with a flamboyantly blue mustache. It just like, it calls on too much attention, and I'm trying to avoid all that. Oh, also my boy, Luke Austin at Sacred Heart Studios has been doing this dope piece on my calf with a elephant getting sucked up by a UFO with a vortex up top. It is awesome. We're about to be finishing it up here in the near future. Luke is also an artist, so you need to hit him up as opposed to just a person who puts needle to skin and they're not really an artist. Luke is the real deal. You need to utilize his skills. All right. Okay, I'm done with ads. Got to tell you a little story in the beginning about Los Angeles. Drop a few ads, promo push, and now let's talk about the importance of self-love. Now, if you don't love yourself, what good are you to anyone else? I don't mean being hard on yourself. I mean unconditionally loving yourself, accepting you for your faults. And so many of us have such a hard time with it, where we live in this comparative society now because of our scrolling addiction. We look in the mirror religiously and we compare ourselves to that Instagram model or that CrossFit athlete. Oh, I'll never be good enough. No, mother sucker, you are good enough. It's important to tell yourself that you are good enough, because when we continuously beat ourselves up, it becomes subconscious. It gets to the point where we just are so hard on ourselves to a fault, and it becomes default, where we just continuously beat ourselves up to the point where what is good enough? Nothing's ever good enough, because we've never solidified it within ourselves that we are good enough. Give yourself a break. Understand perfection is not something to be sought. We'll never be perfect. We will never be perfect. But what we can be is just enough. And it doesn't mean you don't strive for more. You always strive for more, because we should be making spiritual upgrades on a daily basis. Where yesterday we used to browbeat ourselves, and today we browbeat ourselves less. And then we browbeat ourselves less. And when you continuously do that, you realize and you start understanding that the little things on a daily basis, making those spiritual gains, you start to see progress. And you start to see your level of understanding heightening to the point where you used to be pessimistic about this last year, and now, because you've done the work and you've started being kind to yourself, that pessimism no longer serves a purpose. You're now optimistic about today and what it has to offer, and tomorrow. I compete with myself so much, and I don't compete with myself to beat myself up. I compete with myself to be a better man today. And when you do that, you're able to spread love out. You're able to love everyone the same. I call out my 10-month-old daughter, just like I call out an ex-teammate who used to be a teammate who decided to go on a power trip and be an asshole. I spread it out, baby. Everyone thinks that we have to live like it's the 1950s. Sorry, I think I'm about to sneeze. Somebody's thinking about me. All right. Where we think, oh, nope, it's just the American dream. You just need to, nope. You just only worship your wife, and you worship your existence, and you just keep to it, and you don't spread love to your neighbor, and it's just, no, you just stick to the script. Stick to the script. No, motherfucker. I love everyone, and I love everyone the same. And I came to that realization because I love myself the most. once I really, really, really started appreciating myself and what I fucking do, people might call it arrogant. No. There's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. And because of the level of love I have for myself, you can't knock me off this pedestal. You can't. And it allows me to unconditionally love my neighbor, to unconditionally love everyone the same. Obviously, if I lost my daughter, lost my wife, lost my mother, my heart will break a little differently. But it doesn't mean I don't interact with people across the board the same. There's power in that. There's power in being able to consciously say, no, I love you. I love you. Everyone's cutting the I off of I love you. They're all just saying, love you, love you, love you, love you. Well, seems circumstantial. Seems surfaced. It grosses me out. I'm confident in myself enough to say, I love you. I love you because I love myself. That's what a stationary astronaut is, baby. Love yourself so fucking much within that you can externalize it and share that gift. Love. Tough love. Tough love is a tough nut to crack. Because we feel we need to enable our friends. We need to enable those people who disrespect us. We need to enable those people who don't deserve our presence, our energy. They're energy vampires. Let them go. Nip them off. They don't deserve it, baby. Love them enough to say, Saya fucking Nara. Bye, Felicia. You don't get my energy today, baby. You don't deserve it. There are people who are so insecure that at a dinner, your confidence will come off as a threat, and they will berate you because they think they're an alpha when they're not. The alphas of the planet are the ones who can step on any stage and be themselves. They ain't got to put on a front. They ain't got to do it. Recently, I've had somebody who decided to try to posture themselves and talk down on me, call me a loser, tell me I ain't shit, when I didn't do anything to this motherfucker. I am just me. But they're so insecure with themselves that they come at me, and that's okay. Notice how I don't do Mental Health Mondays anymore? I got a death threat by somebody who was so fucking insecure. And out of love for my wife and for my daughter, I took a break from Mental Health Mondays. And I did it out of love. But the thing is some people are so insecure with themselves when they see others consciously, unconditionally trying to help the public. They beat you down. They're an energy vampire. They want to take your shine and run away with it, but they can't. They're so desperate for attention and for love that they come for you. So this individual at dinner who decided to do this, I told him, you played yourself. You're done. You're done. You no longer are allowed to be where I am. You don't get to come to the events I helped put on. No, that was a privilege. And it's a privilege for people who spread unconditional love, who bring smiles, who don't bring hatred. This individual, when I was in the airport, coming back on Tuesday, decided to hit me up. And the only way I was going to allow him back into my life is if he hit me up with nothing but an apology. But he didn't. He just said, hey, we're going to be involved in an event coming up, and I want us both to be adults. Da-da-da-da-da. No, motherfucker. You're not allowed. You showed me you're not an adult. You showed me you're a little child, and your level of understanding sits there in a booster seat. You don't get to be in my circle anymore. You've got to go. You're not allowed. Being around was a privilege. I'll show you what a loser is. I don't know where people can get off stamping people with that. Especially, I'm going to boast a little bit. Someone like me. Someone who unconditionally gives to his fucking community. Somebody who doesn't ask for a goddamn thing in return. Somebody who just tries to do epic shit so you can share smiles with other people in an event space that I fucking pay for. Man, people need to check their fucking ego at the door. And when you do that, you realize it's an asset. Because we need our ego, fellas. Right now, we have this thing called toxic masculinity. And that's what it fucking is. You know when you hand your ID to a bouncer when you're getting into a club? They hand it right back. That's the power of checking your ego at the door. You check it in, it gets scanned, and then you get it back. It's never going to fucking leave you. You need it. But when you don't check it, you sneak it in your back pocket, and then you allow it to run rampant and degrade people who you have no right degrading. People who have brought the company you work for countless dollars, thousands of dollars that pay your fucking bills. And you have the nerve to come at me because your fucking drunk ass was up all night the night before doing cocaine. And you ain't got a grip, baby. But you come at me, motherfucker. Check your shit. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to understand and know that you don't know shit. And you are not shit. I tell myself that every fucking day. I love you, and Nick, you gotta realize you ain't shit. You don't know a goddamn thing. And by admitting that, it allows me to know a little bit. Being self-aware enough to know that I don't know shit. But what I do know is that I don't know shit. That puts me in a league of my fucking own. And I own it. We're the 1%ers, you guys. The ones who will admit that I don't know a goddamn thing, but what I do know is that I don't know. That's power. Handing it off and receiving it. Everyone says, Jesus, take the wheel. Get out of the driver's seat. Yeah, okay. But the passenger seat has a wheel too. I'm cruising along. Self-love is key. Make your ego your best friend. That way you can use it as a tool. I love my ego. I love him, her, whatever it is. Rainbow person. I love it so much. And when I admitted that finally, it allowed me to start understanding it. It plays a role in how I interact with my wife, how I interact with my child, how I interact with my peers, how I interact with my teammates, how I interact with my partners, how I interact with my family. A few weeks ago, my sister and I got in an argument, and it was petty, and it was one of those things where it's like, I get home, and I just text her immediately. Dude, that was just so stupid. I'm sorry. It's one of those things, there's power to admitting you're wrong, even if you might not have been wrong. In that circumstance, I think it was probably 70-30 and 70% me. And I admit that. It was just stupid. And it's something where when you're able to do that, that is power. When it's just fuck it, man. Like, I don't even care. Like, it's not worth arguing or keeping an awkward moment moving where the next time you're in a room with somebody, there's hostility in the air. It's fucking pointless. But there are some people who don't deserve your presence. Now, the individual I'm talking about at dinner, he don't deserve my fucking presence. There are low blows in life, and some of them I can take them when the person apologizes, but not when they think they're fucking in the right, where they think they can just go around treating everything as a nail because their ego thinks they're a hammer. It doesn't work like that, Daddy-O. The people I keep in my life are fucking lucky to be in my life because those same people, I am lucky to be in theirs. And I don't take it for granted. And unfortunately, we have these young, egoic male minds who think they're a blessing to this fucking earth. No, you are replaceable. You are not shit. And it's time to admit that. That's why people love Joe Rogan, because the dude admits that he ain't shit. And it drives him to be great. Those are our favorite people, the self-deprecating people that just like, they beat themselves up so much. And oftentimes it might come off as sadness, but it's like, no, man, there's a way to do it because there are very sad people who do it. But the people who just like can joke around with themselves are my kind of people. They're real. And I think if anything with this self podcast today that I want to get across is don't take everything so goddamn serious to the point you can allow yourself to just unconditionally love everything. You are no better than the janitor. You are no better than the garbage man. Treat everyone the same across the board. And if there is someone who is taking your love for granted, they are disrespecting you, nip that fat off the bone. They don't deserve you. I love you guys so much. I am so appreciative of every single one of you who buy tickets to our event, who donate, who cop gear, who buy our hoodies. I love you so much. The people who just reach out to me on a whim to say they're thinking about me. To Ben Eberts from New Day, New Drink, who just sent me a postcard with an appreciation letter. I have Skateco, who just sends me a skateboard. These people are so special. They're the ones who are unconditionally giving. Jeff Shupe, the new owner of Shad Tracy Signs, out of love, he is sending me 4 glow-up signs for Stationary Astronaut. I am so lucky to have these kind of people in my life. And it's been coming tenfold lately, where people are just hitting me with stuff. Ned Spector, who sent me a bunch of pop sockets and a backpack that I travel now. It's got like different compartments in it that I can hold all my podcast gear in. This all happened just because I did this big give back. Lost my ass doing it. Brought this media mogul to the city. Gave him to you. And now I'm feeling the love. People are giving back. My boy Brandon calls me last night at 10:30. Social Butterfly. Nick, are you awake? Of course I'm awake, bro. Always for you. Dude, something happened. What's up, buddy? I've been sleeping in the office the last 4 nights. He's going through some stuff. Broke up with his girlfriend. About to lose his family dog. Losing accounts, gaining accounts. They're scaling up. He's going down to All-Star Weekend with Iconic. Now, go follow Iconic on Instagram, IKONICK, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Gary Vee just bought into their company. Brandon got to interview him last month in Los Angeles, went to their headquarters, and now, because he's giving to them, the reciprocity is coming tenfold. He gets to go to All-Star Weekend with them. He's going to document for them. And he has the trust in me to call me and the love with me to call me and spill the beans. Nick, I got something to tell you. all ears, brother. And I do the same thing with him. Keep the people around you that you can call, spill beans to, and they get just as excited for you. Dude, when he was telling me this last night, I was geeked. I was geeked for him. No ego around. No comparison around. No woe is me around. I was geeking for him. I was jumping up and down to the point my wife's telling me, tone it down, tone it down. You're going to wake the baby up. I'm sorry. I'm so excited for my brother right now, who has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity being dropped on his plate because he has done the work, because he has put one foot in front of the other. When bullshit ensues, he keeps striving forward. And I draw that out of my teammates, out of this conglomerate we built. When good things happen to people around you, good things are bound to happen to you. You're only as good as the weakest link in your team. And if you got Debbie Downers in your team, people who are bringing you down, nip that fat off the bone. Let's get stronger together. So with that being said, happy Valentine's Day. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon.